I have seen many times women who are really determined, but surroundings around them push them down from moving forward. It might not necessarily be the government rules, but and I have a question about that later, but because there are just no resources to try to put the puzzles together. In your visions, you can also reflect the places where there are resources. How could these women empower their thoughts? Because I think this is all about empowering one's thought towards starting doing even this a little bit.
You're right.
Yes, Chiara.
Yes, indeed, I would like to underline this on what you were talking about the technologies, because I would like to underline two aspects that we women can take advantage of the technology for celebrating ourselves and bettering ourselves. One is online mentoring, and the second is informational interviewing. Online mentoring, because as Michelle was mentioning, not necessarily every woman has the chance of having every tool available right away, or having every person available right away, or a person that has already gone through what we want to go through and has experience to show us the path. But online it's possible to meet other women that have done already the path, and it's possible to have Teams phone call or to share some platform and so on, and to mentor other women doing so. There are plenty of programs of communities mentoring other communities around the world, or single people mentoring other women around the world. There are programs for entrepreneurs that have gone through a certain path in a country, mentoring developing countries for doing the same. And this goes connected to the other thing that I would like to mention, that is the informational interviewing. Sometimes we have an idea in the mind, but we don't know how to develop it, and we don't know anybody that has gone through that. What it would be useful is to do informational interviews, which means to be in contact with a person that has already been going through that, and not asking for a job place, but for asking for internal tips of a person that has already gone through that. It can be about job, but not only that. It can be about activism, about community building, about family creation. Many multicultural families are now sharing tips how to raise multilingual kids, multicultural kids, multireligious kids. I mean, it can be whatever. I'm speaking about the job, the work life, because that's the area I'm interested in. But it can be really whatever. And I have been very happy to give informational interviews to other activists. And basically, it's like asking, for example, how did you start? What are the best ways to find other people interested in doing the same? If you have published something, how did you publish that? How did you start doing it? If you have been writing a blog, how did you start writing that? And so on. It can be whatever question. And it can start, from net, and it can start, for example, from Teams, Zoom, WhatsApp calls, whatever. And then even when the corona situation will end, can also be live. Hey, I'm going to offer you a lunch in exchange. Open the world for me. Also, another question I've been getting a lot is, for example, the average wage in your sector. Often in job openings, it's written that you should suggest what kind of wage you want, and many people don't know how to do that. There are websites where to calculate that, but they are not really necessarily then the truth. So it can be whatever question, and most of these questions can't really find the answers online. So it's really good to do informational interviews with much people possible. And how to find the people to interview for learning and creating and developing: LinkedIn, Facebook. The internet is your friend in this case. And so these 2 points, I think they are really important: international mentoring, online mentoring, and informational interviews. By the way, I also know that Aide does a lot of that, so maybe she can also add something.
Yes, I can see that Aide has hands up. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you that you mentioned mentoring. And this is actually what I have realized, that women often in organizations, when there is a mentoring program and they are asked to find a mentor, they usually go one step or one position or max 2 positions up. When male colleagues, they aim up to the highest, up to the CEO, up to the board. And women think that, okay, maybe my boss can be my mentor. So this is one thing I would encourage women to do. Find the best one, not the next one, but the best one to mentor you. And this is what actually I did when I started my company in Finland, that I was thinking, who could be the best person for me, who could fit, who could be successful, quite tight person, not the very bubbling, but quite like that to keep me in kind of like shape. And I was thinking, I thought, okay, there is one lady who is actually very successful business owner. And she was at the time, she was also a member of government, a minister in Finland. And I'm an immigrant. So I just wrote a letter to her to ask and explained why I'm looking her to be perfect to mentor me. And she started to mentor me. And when I later said, who is my mentor? Local people were all like, how? How can a minister of country be your mentor? And I said, I just asked. And she said, yes. So simple is that. So choose the one who is not next from you, but who is best, and think how you can approach her or him, and just go ahead. Mentoring is really important.
Yes, the power of asking a question. That is a topic of its own.